everybody. Welcome back to Tuesday Tips with Leaders of Volunteers. I am Dana, your host, and this week, let's talk about sharing is caring, not just volunteers donating their time and talent, having a great experience, and then sharing out in the rest of the community how much they now care about your organization. But really, this idea that some agencies and individuals and leaders of volunteers still have that it's bad to poach volunteers, take volunteers from another agency, or you don't like it when your volunteers are spending some of their time and talent somewhere else. And that's just not a useful mindset anymore. We really want to shift our own thinking and the agency culture and the culture of the volunteer department or activities or programs to embrace sharing is caring, to understand that people are people and they're going to have their own deep emotional attachments and sometimes even are part of a really core identity attachment of being a volunteer with your agency or with another agency. And that's okay. That's a huge, huge emotional part of many, many people's lives, is identifying as a volunteer with a certain mission or identifying as volunteering and spreading their time and talent among many, many worthy causes in the community. And we want to encourage that as much as possible. We also want to, as leaders of programs or directors of volunteers, volunteer engagement, we want to cultivate in ourselves this sharing and caring and creating relationships with as many other agencies in your community as you can, whether they're related to your mission or not. It's a natural relationship to share and care with community partners of all kinds, government agencies, private companies, corporations, big or small, other nonprofits or non-government organizations. It's natural to do that within your sector or circle of influence, but I'm going to encourage you to spread the sharing and caring to new kinds of relationships and connections that don't automatically come to mind, because this comes in very handy when you or another agency just don't have enough volunteers for a certain event and you want to call somebody up and say, hey, how are you doing? Can we spread the word through your volunteer email lists or populations or social media that, our agency has a really big Earth Day event, for example, and we'd love to have more people. Those collaborative opportunities are really important to creating these relationships and connections in the community, but also it's important when you have large groups that call you up, particularly episodic, and you don't have room for that. You don't have the capacity for 500 people in 2 weeks, but because of your relationships of sharing and caring in the rest of your community, you know who does. And so how that helps your reputation, even though you're sending volunteers somewhere else, is someone has called your agency asking for an opportunity, and rather than getting a hard no or getting laughed at that it's not enough notice or it's too many people, or having a shaming or a negative experience trying to engage with your agency as a volunteer group or as an individual, you've given them a positive choice and something to do that hopefully helps solve their problem. Sometimes I also just direct people to sites like VolunteerMatch if I'm not sure if we have something that'll fit, or even if I know ahead of time that our partners can handle it, then I'll at least offer that person some sort of solution rather than just, oh, how dare you call the day before Thanksgiving to volunteer here. No one wants that attitude. I know we can get really frustrated and overwhelmed when we get a lot of what seems like last minute asks from the community, but it still is our job to really be top notch in customer service and maintain these good experiences, even if that experience is a few moments on a phone call or in an email response from us. So remember, sharing is caring. Think about how to share and care in new ways in your community, with your agency, share and care with your volunteers. And I'm also going to put some links to some other great blogs. There was a great blog by Meridian in February, Meridian Swift, about this kind of topic and getting away from the idea of possessing teams of volunteers as only ours. So we want people to have the best experience they can as a volunteer, whether it's with us or with another agency. It's all doing good in the community. So let's share and care together. See you next time.